Allow y'all eyes up and every knee gon' bow y'all. The spirit move upon the waters, it got life in it. Let there be a firmament and you put lights in it. Sitting above the waters is your footstool. Every tree yielding fruit, that's that good food. You put lights up in the heavens for season and days. And our years too, we trying to get back to them ways. You put life up in the waters, all the moving creatures. Every heartbeat is yours, y'all, we truly need you. I will forgive us, cause sometimes we take this life for granted. Everything belong to you and we can make it vanish. You the alpha and omega, got every advantage. If you mark iniquities, that ain't nobody standing. Earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, they keep it commandments. The sun and moon is in his order, just by our sanity. You put the sand for a bound that the sea to stop. Can't hide nothing from the arbor, y'all, he see the hop. Made man in his likeness, we corrupt the image. Sent the son and second Adam, obey him.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching.
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. Outside hanging out the window with my record ass friends. Let's go!
Go, Karen.
Let's go!
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long.
I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Messed up. It messed up. Let's want to do it one more time because we got a good live today. Let's get it again. Let's pray and make sure my service is doing well tonight. One more game.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long.
I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Yes, yes, yes. We will shut shit down. Please hit the like button. We're going to be digging low. All right. So here is the escrow affidavit. Now let's look into the housing department and what they got going on with this escrow affidavit. Now, you guys, if you are owners, renters, investors, get in the comment. Let me know what you think. This is not from an emotional standpoint. It's from like a realistic standpoint. Is this doable? Is it too much? What the hell going on? Is it suspect? Whatever. Village of Dolton Housing Department escrow affidavits, because I never heard of this. Okay. And I buy and sell houses. I heard of escrow, but not with a county. So I do hereby acknowledge that I were informed and made aware that on placement of the escrow, rehabilitation work must begin within 30 days and be completed within the maximum time allowed, 4 months. Failure to complete repairs within the allotted time will result in forfeiture of escrow. So, you know, that was what actually Fresh Farm was facing, these type of things. And this type of ordinance or layout was causing problems for her in because of Tiffany was holding out. But this is how she was able to do some of that. Now, I have not built a home yet. But I have done some fixing things, and I don't know if it's typically normal that you have to put escrow down to do repairs. So you guys let me know. That is not typical for my county, but let's keep going. We are aware that the failure of beginning or completing the violation within the prescribed time limits will result in insurance of a citation, which carries a fine of $500 per day. I'm sorry, guys. Some of this I'm winging because there's so much information. So the shock that you're getting from me is truly shock. Who could afford $500 a day? And what area are we in? I'm just saying. Anytime that I have a discrepancy or feel away, I'm gonna be like, house. Okay, just like I'm gonna say help. I'm gonna say house. Okay, because I think that needs some serious revision. $500 a day. It got me shaking in my boots. Okay, let's move forward. Oh wow. Okay. We were also aware. Now, this is your affidavits that you're signing liability to. You as an investor, someone who's fixing your house. Okay, in Dolton. We are also aware that the license and bond contractor is needed to complete repairs and must obtain a building permit from the Village of Dolton prior to commencing to the work. So we already know the permit probably costs some money. We're going to get to that. Hopefully we get to see that. I think I got mostly everything pulled up. So y'all do have money coming in. Y'all got money coming in. Oh yeah, we're going to look at that too, of the money coming in, some money coming in. Okay, guys. We're gonna get to it. We will comply with the village ordinance, regulations of the building's code, and inspections are required. All violations must be corrected in compliance with the Village of Dolton code. Upon completion of the repair, a final inspection must be scheduled by the buyer. Please sign and date confirm agreement with these conditions. So $500 a day. If you don't get the work done. Hold on, because I need to write this down. And then because we're going to get into some other numbers. Okay, we got to find out how much the inspection is. And then we know inspection is just done yearly for people who own homes and renters property. And we're going to kind of get to that. All right, so y'all can get in the comments, let me know what y'all think about that. I think it's a little extreme. It sounds like a Tiffany. It sounds like what is it? Block by block. When we went into block by block, it sounded like that was something that she wanted to implement. So this is the housing department selling property as is checklist. Let's see. We're gonna get into that. Transferring property. Hold on, let me just see, because we're gonna get into the housing department. Sell straight checklist. Let me see. We'll get into this. Yeah, let's get into that. Hold up. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So we need to figure out how much we got to put in this escrow, because it told us. Did it tell us how much the escrow? No. So we need to find out how much is going into the escrow. Okay. And that's what we're going to look into now. Things get a little rocky, a little wild. Now, all right. Cool. Housing department, selling property as is checklist. Now, I'm trying to, like I said, get a good picture of this. And things are looking a little extreme. So selling property as is checklist. What is needed to close, file, and transfer stamp? All right. So this is the first step. The seller responsibility real estate transaction application fee is $200. Jesus. Typically completed by the seller or seller rep. That's a lot of money. I haven't heard of inspection applications. This is application. This is real estate transaction application inspection fee. I skipped over that. Hold on. This is hold on. The numbers are throwing me off, y'all, because they're a little bit high. Okay, let's just rewind and start again, because I'm getting thrown off. House help me. Okay, Grace, don't be emotional as a real estate investor because this is out of pocket. Real estate transaction application inspection fee. So your inspection fee is $200. Let's just put that now. Let's think about who had to go through this under Henyard, okay, and why this is not a good look. Now you have to schedule the inspection. Now you already know what they said. You got to do it within 30 days to 4 months. Get this thing rolling. Okay. Step 2, the buyer responsibility. So the owner occupies single family home escrow amount requires $500. Owner occupies single family home escrow requires $500. So that's $500. So this is what is needed to close, file, and get transfer stamp. All right. This is when you're selling property. Okay. Now, I would assume the inspection and things like that is going to be the same amount for across the board. But this is if you're just selling property right here. Okay. The buyer is supposed to. Okay. So if the buyer is invested in a multi-unit property escrow, the property escrow that is required is $1,000. So the single family is $500. And the multifamily is $1,000 certified funds only to be put into escrow. Now, I'm wondering, is this money refundable? We already know they're going to lose it if they don't abide by the rules or don't finish on time. So complete escrow affidavits. That's the one that we saw. Buyers should read this form in entirety to ensure that they understand the process. Purchase a new water meter. Let's just check this off. They had to purchase their own water meter, a new water meter for $225, guys. I got a new water meter put on for free a couple of months ago, and I didn't even ask for it really. So what ended up happening is that we were having some issues with my boiler, and they were saying something about the piping that was coming in. And I called the gas company, and I also was having pressure with the issue with the pressure in my house as well with the water. So I had to call the water company. So this was around the same time. And they came out and they said it was nothing wrong with my pressure, but I had an older system. So what they were going to do was replace it. Now, the reason why I thought I had a pressure issue, just trying to teach y'all something, if y'all homeowners, it's because I was hearing my pipes whistle. And I'm like, what the hell am I hearing? Like, and then when you cut the faucet on, I Googled it. You cut the faucet on and the sound go away. So it's like then your pressure is high. So they replaced that for me for totally free. Okay. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They said this is not the issue. You need to go get a plumber to check or something else because it's not that. So I'm throwing that out there because I got a new water meter at that time because I had those two things happening at the same time. And I was like, oh my God. So imagine you having issues or you're actually getting new things built and then you have the stipulation. So that's a little wild, but we're going to keep it moving. Okay. And was those the meters that was sitting downstairs that was sitting around? Y'all remember I just did a flashback when Raleigh Rogers was in the office. So I can show you how long ago they had water issues. It's not just a Henyard administration. It's a literally, how can I say it? It's a full area issue. It is, I think it's the Chicago, all types of areas, all areas out there have issue with their infrastructure. So with that goes to say, they said that there were meters that were sitting. And that was one of the issues when they had tried to contest Cook County bill. And Cook County was like, you ain't even got those meters. What's the meter reader? And they like, oh, they just sitting there. So that may be the meters, but maybe I'm over examining. But y'all see, put the pieces together. But they said those meters was like $2,000 a piece. So I guess they trying to make oh yeah, I got good memory. That's what he said in the video. I guess they trying to make the residents pay a portion. So roof, let's move down. Moving on. Roof certification by the state license, by a state license. and Bond Roofing Company. This can be submitted after closing. So it's by a state licensed Bond Roofing Company. So we're going to look into the 3 roofing companies that they use. Now, I didn't get into see if they was bonded, but I am going to get into a little bit of mess of one of the roofing companies, okay? Then a final escrow inspection is required in order to get the escrow deposit refund. So a final escrow inspection. So they have to pay for another inspection to get done before they can get their escrow money back. Okay. So did we figure out how much these inspection costs? No, not yet. We're about to get to it because I think I got the page. So request for a final water bill. Make sure that's paid, declaration page, deed. This is all with transferring here in Dolton property. Purchase agreement, pay transfer taxes, $5 per sheet, $1,000 of the sale price. Jesus Christ. It's usually a smaller percentage, but it says pay transfer tax fee of $5 per 1,000. Okay, per 1,000 of the sale tax. Okay. I had to reread that. I was like, it's usually cheaper. Okay, so it's $5 per 1,000. I'm gonna look at my calendar and see if it's different here. Okay, and pay transfer state stamp fee of $50. Okay. I don't know if that's notary, but we seeing a whole lot of revamping that needs to be going on right here. And I'm just gonna say, this was a hard document for me to go over. I'm sorry, just because I am a real estate investor and I'm someone who aspired to actually build my first property. And if I have to go through that in the town that I'm doing it in, hell to the no. I'm selling it. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. I don't like to be bothered a lot. So that's a problem. So this is the detail sheet that we just went over, but it's a little bit more. Okay. So let's just go into here. We just read a sheet that's similar to this, but this is the checklist. Like they highlighted stuff, made sure that you know what the hell going on. But you already see, we went into if you have, if you're going to be living in a house, as is inspection is $500, multifamily is $1,000, and that's what's going to be going inside of the escrow. Also, you're going to have to pay for your own water meters. They highlight this damn thing. $225 for a new water meter. And I think if you have a multifamily house, don't they have more than one water meter they got to buy? Shit. Now, I like the fact that you want to make sure that the roofing company, construction company has license, but I don't know if that's what y'all was doing before. Y'all definitely going to do it now, but we're going to show you that wasn't happening. Point of sale roof certification must be provided prior to closing. So you also got to get a roof certification. Now, I didn't have to do that when I purchased my home. They just asked. I was a buyer. They just asked when the roof was done, and the lady did it like a year prior, and it was within our agreement that she gives me, like it was like a warranty or something that went with it. But that was with our agreement and our negotiation, because that was one of her selling points, that it was a new roof that came with this type of warranty. So, y'all can certify for me. Let me know if that's typical. But the only reason why I saw something like that in my first home transaction is because that was part of the, the negotiation. So they have to finalize the water bill, and we already know we just gonna be like that. People were receiving estimated bills. Okay, we showed you that with the Trina clip. Trina just mad as all hell, just balls of fury. We did show you the settlement that Trina received, and I do really believe it was related to this. As well as there's several other residents that still complain about the water bill and what's going on, i.e. One of my new contacts out there has been keeping me up to date in what they have been going through, because I mentioned they saw the water bill video I did, and that person mentioned that, they still get estimated bills to this day. Even, and when that person told me that, I was like, okay, I always try to be good. Like, okay, so what you may need to do is get the card that they say they have and fill it out and send it in. And then he's like, well, no, I call it in my number. I said, okay, cool. That's even better. He's like, but I still get an estimated bill all the time, no matter if I call it in. So I'm going to say house help. Okay. Because that is like a couple of years old, or just the other day when I released that I got that from a resident. Okay. And I do believe that this is a resident of Dolton that I do talk to, not all the time, but you know what I'm talking about. So I told you I'm gonna put it out there at the right time. Here we go. All right. So they are still experiencing these estimate bills. Okay. Transfer tax fee is not too bad. I think that's $5 per 1,000 is typical, but I thought it was like 10,000 or something like that. Especially when you have the housing market like $250,000, $350,000. Average home in America is about $350,000, y'all. And they're not even the size. All right, so let's just move on. All of the other estate transaction. This is the quick claim judicial transfer to from trust, tax deeds. This is some of what they have to do. Get a transfer stamp fee for $50. I don't know if that's a notarization that they need done. No, it says copy of notarized deed and trust. So it's already notarized. So the transfer stamp fee is $50. I haven't. Y'all let me know, because some of this stuff I haven't heard of. So it really throw me off. Now, I haven't been in all markets in the United States because it could be different. But this seems a little bit extra. Okay. And the requirement for that final water bill is wild. And the reason why I say that is because of the situation that's happening out there. Okay. All right. So we got into it a little bit. We got a lot of questions trying to figure out, is Dolton actually housing market friendly to the people that they want to come out there, as well as the businesses. They got to go through this. All right. So this is the straight sell. The same thing. It's pretty typical when you under this form. I just want to show y'all what I'm looking at. It's pretty typical to what we just saw. So this is the sell or straight sell. The other one was as is. Okay. And this is sell straight sell. Pretty much kind of the same thing. But as I tell you, it's a little bit pricey and out of my price range. Something that I don't think that I would do as an investor, especially because it's not built up. You don't have a lot of commodities in Dolton to be trying to charge so much. All right. So this is right here. This is the affidavit that I want you guys to tell me what you think. Let me get in. I'm going to put the affidavit on the tenant's right. Now, this could be a good thing for people who like new homeowners, don't have this type of stuff in their lease agreement. I think this is pretty typical that if somebody's selling drugs out of your house, they out. That's usually part of the lease agreement. But let me just say hi to everybody in the chat. Jimmy, blessings. Welcome. You seem new here. Welcome. Militant. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Shamira. Am I saying Shemarie? Am I saying it right? Shemarie 104. Blessings and Lloyd Woodgate. Welcome. Okay, come on, can't get water to the abandoned buildings. I don't know where that came from, but let's move forward. Now, let's look at this, y'all. We deep diving because these are some of the things that Dolton residents are going through, and these are some of the things that I really do think may need to be addressed. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Now, as a person who's a homeowner, have rented before, usually it's typically in the rental agreement if you're selling drugs, doing anything illegal, that you could forfeit the lease, get kicked out. But this is something that is provided by the Village of Dolton Department of Tenant Rental Form. This is something I think that's mandated. See, I'm a person that don't like everybody in my business. So I'm not used to, okay, don't be mad. I didn't even really like the census because it was asking too much questions But this right here is, I think, is a little invasive. But let's get to it. So, notwithstanding any other provision of this code, when the village conducts inspections of the tenant apartment of so this is probably going to get into the fee and everything. Multifamily dwellings or any other dwelling that is not owner occupied, the village must obtain the consent of such tenant or non-owner occupied to conduct the inspection. And that is sound about right. I know they just rolling up in there like they was doing with Yvette Towing, like, get down on your face. If you talk about Yvette Towing, y'all don't know what Yvette Towing been going through. That place gangster. That video got 600 views, so y'all really don't know what Yvette Towing is about. They ain't doing good reading for that. But let's move on, okay? So here we go. Copy of the addendum village housing ordinance are available upon request, and I would like to read that. Now, this is what it is. You're going to give your address, information, the number of children in the household, number of bedrooms, name, age. I'm torn because I'm like, you the village, you're not the landlord. That should only be disclosed unless you have a problem and you got a court order or something. But I'm gonna just move on. They strict out there in Dolton, okay? So considerations for leasing of dwelling units identified in this lease, residents agreed as following. So I think this is this crime-free lease addendum. So this is an addendum that they add to the regular lease. So residents or resident occupied, whether on or off the property. All right, finish reading. Finish reading, Grace, before you get this. It just didn't even sound right when it started. Okay, let's just read it again. Residents and residence occupants, whether on or off the property, and residents and resident occupants, guests and invitees are prohibited. Whether on or off the property, okay, engage in any criminal activities, including drug-related crime activities, or off the said premises. Drug-related criminal activities shall mean the illegal manufacture, sale, distribution, use, possession, and possession with intent to manufacture, sell, distribute, and use illegally. Now, my thing is, all right, but what's killing me is on or off the premises. So if one of you guys got people coming that need to possibly come to your house from the halfway house or parole, that may not fit with this. Now it's saying engaging, but this person has a criminal background I'm talking about. So let's just go into this, because this is on or off the property. And now I'm not giving people a pass, but that's a little bit too much. What if somebody got into, something at their job and drugs was put on them or whatever? You don't know. What does that have to do with where they live at? This is a little bit too much, but we do got to follow rules, guys. I know I'm a rebel. This is weird. Engage in an act intent to facilitate criminal activity or permit the dwelling unit to be used for criminal activity. So engage in any intend to facilitate criminal activity. Engage in any act intended to facilitate criminal activity or permit the dwelling unit to be used for criminal. Now, those are two separate incident things. Now, I'm reading it over and over because you got to make it make sense. Engage in any act intended to facilitate criminal activity. That's a whole nother realm. That has nothing to do with a house. So any intended facilitate crime activity. That's wild. And it says, or permit the dwelling unit. Now, it didn't say that. Engage. It should say engage or act or intend to facilitate criminal activity within the dwelling or permit the dwelling unit to be used for criminal activity. That's it. I don't like them. This right here is the setup. Tiffany, you know who wrote this? I'm just playing. Keith Price. This sounds like something Keith Price gonna put up on somebody's ass. Don't even know what he done put up in words and mix you up in contract. You know the devil into contracts, right? Yeah, that's why I learned it. And you know, I'm a contract nurse. So I used to read all the contracts. I'm like, what about this? You can float me here. Oh no, I don't think I can't do this. They used to be mad at me. That prepare me for reading these contracts. All right. So again, moving on to C, engage in the unlawful manufacture, selling, using, storing, keeping, or giving any illegal or controlled substance as defined in Illinois. Oh, comply statute in any location, whether on or near the dwelling of the unit premises. Let's go. All right. To my resident who I've been talking to, Mr. Anonymous. I'm gonna call you Mr. Anonymous because I gotta say, you know what I'm talking about. You told me about a story about your neighbor. Now, this is allegedly. Now, it just came to me, y'all. Y'all should mess. Okay, so he told me basically that there was a new renter that came into the house next to them, and that new renter was selling drugs allegedly. And I'm about to tell. I'm telling now. This is allegedly, and he said that he knows Stan, my man, riding a bike, Stan. And he told Stan about this. Now, mind you, he said he called the police several times to say that this man is selling drugs from his home and he's catching the transactions on his door cam. So I was telling him, you got to submit that. You got to put your paper trail down, things like this. So that's why I'm telling you, this is all allegedly because this is something that I'm being told. So he said that after making police reports, he said one time the police came and then went next door and just didn't do anything. And then also, I don't know if he said something about dogs at that person's house was loose, but I think that was another issue if I'm not conflating the story. What makes it really a little bit disheartening is that he was like, he talked to Stan my man, because he thought Stan my man was cool. And Stan was like, all right, don't worry, I'm gonna put the word in, make sure we get everything done, things like that. Now, if it's an ordinance like this, a lease agreement like this, to this day, that person should be out, my friend. So I think you need to go on this website and I could email it to you. I'll inbox you this if you really want to move forward with that alleged neighbor who's selling drugs next to you. Now, I ain't no snitch. I just tell the truth. Okay. I mind my business. I'm just helping the people who ask for help. So basically, this right here makes it unlawful for any tenant to be engaging in this. And this gives the right of the Dolton officials to go in and move once the tenant sign this. Oh yeah. So you know what you could do, my friend? You can make a freedom of information request and see if they signed this criminal lease thing with that person next to you and get their ass put out. I'm gonna just mind my damn business. That all right, I helped you. Don't say all right, Grace, they never helped you. There go the facts right here. You got to put that camera, ring bell camera with this. So Stan my man basically didn't do a damn thing. He said Stan my man just shut the job his ass and just sat there and act like nothing happened. So yeah, that was the allegedly, but this is what made me bring it up. Now, again, let's just get to section 2. Violation of the above provision shall be material and irreparable violations of the lease and good cause for immediate termination of tenancy. Just say a single violation of any of the provision of the addendum shall be deemed a serious material and irreparable non-compliance. It is understood that the single violation shall be good cause for immediate termination of lease. Proof of such violation shall not be required. A criminal conviction. Proof of the violation shall not require a criminal conviction, but shall only require a predominance of evidence. Ooh. I know I helped you out. Residents hereby authorize property management owners to use police garnish reports against residents for any such violation and reliable direct evidence. So you know what? This was what they were trying to do with Pablo too. You remember when they were putting false allegations on Pablo's? They were trying to use these ordinances and use the police against Pablo's. But you know, police were just going up there making up stories and stuff. But this a little tell me what y'all think about this. Oh, it's a little invasive, but because this is here, y'all see I done found a good way to use it. I'm always finding I put that shit and use it on you. So Mister, I'm going to send this to you in your inbox when I'm done with the live. Okay, let me put this to the side for you. And it's actually on Dolton website. Okay. All right. So I think, let's see, is that all that I wanted to show? I think that's all I wanted to show about the housing requirements and how hard it may be as an investor to go in there and invest without a Henyard. Okay, now imagine the Henyard, what she was doing, the fresh mark, like holding things up for 4 months. They losing their escrow money. She lost like $1,000. She had more than one unit. Oh, hell no. That had to have been heart-wrenching. Heart-wrenching. So my heart goes out to you, ma'am. I know that things are on the up and up for you, so we pray that it keeps on going on the up and up. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. So we get in the comments for 1 second, and then I'm going to move on to our next section. Dun, 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 dun. Now, like we said, we're going to always keep it real. We're going to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Hold on, wait. Annual lease. Oh, okay. We're not going to get into the inspection thing yet. We're about to get into the inspection thing. Yeah, that's what we're about to do. We're about to get into the inspection document. This is a perfect bridgeway to what we're going to talk about next. So let's get into the inspection. It's like I'm saying, how much is the inspection? We still didn't figure it out. Now we got it. Let's pull it up. And everybody got to get inspections. Wait. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to pull up the wrong thing up. This is rental packet. All right. Yeah, this is the rental packet. And it has how much the inspections are. Jesus Christ. I want one to live in. Y'all ain't gonna be coming inspecting my. I'm a clean person. I'm funny. I'm funny. So people can't come into my house or my apartment like that. Like just every year, random people that I don't know. This is not gonna work for somebody like me. I'm a little different. I mean, one inspection, you get something fixed, something new built, understandable. But the rest of this shit is a little bit too much. So rental lease fee. So this is you as a person who owns property. You have to pay to rent your property. Please tell me, is it typical? Let me know if this is typical. I don't rent to nobody because I would never like to rent. I don't want to be a landlord. But I never heard of this before. Now, the reason why I haven't heard of this because I know when I was renting, they would have put that shit right on in the lease. Like, yep, here you go. That's part of what you got to pay yearly fee. So I know that has to come up because landlords don't want to pay this. You know what this going to fall on, right on a renter. So rental lease fee is $100 per address. Rental inspection fee, single family resident is $100. Multi-units, you times that $75 plus each unit, and this is done yearly. It's a little bit too much. New rental license fee. You gotta have a license. $100. New inspection fee. So this gets to the fees. Is $100. Multi-unit property inspection fee is $75 per unit. So I think the first one is $100, like you see, and then $75 per extra unit. Now, renewal registration payment will double 100% if not paid in 10 days after the renewal registration payment is due. Now, it never said directly how much is the renewal, but I would assume the renewal is $100, right? But it didn't say it in this document. I got a little confused. I'm like, all right, so how much is it? Because my renewal for like, all right. When I did my first business, like this business license in my county, it was $100. Each year renewal is $50. After that, you see what I'm saying? And then we just take it from there. So I was trying to figure out, but I'm thinking it's $100. And then after 10 days, they don't even give you a $35 fee. They literally double it. Okay. House help. Is this housing friendly? This is what I want to highlight. So since things are being fixed, this is the time that things are being fixed in Dolton. These are the things that need to be addressed. So maybe they could kind of, how you kind of say, change this just a little bit. Kind of take this off of the people who are buying houses. Everybody who buy a house is not an investor. So this is a lot. I don't like it. So the inspection is about $100. You're 10 days late is going to be $200. And what if you're 10 more days late? Do it double?
Get the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Leader, they want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor. Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching.
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. Outside hanging out the window with my record ass friends. Let's go!
Go, Karen.
Let's go!
The real estate market often seems like a distant world where only an elite of experts is successful. In a time of so much uncertainty in the air and bad news, realist investing can seem intimidating. But today, I want to tell you that if you make the right decision today, you can enter the real estate market from the back door. Bad credit record? No credit at all? Do you dread the idea of having a home loan? Do you dream of owning investment properties? You are in the right place and right time, because we have created a program which is a tax lien and deed investment online course of only 14 hours. This course is specially designed for people like you who have big dreams. You will learn at your own pace and everything from your home computer. This is your chance. Join our membership for $19.99 a year. What are you waiting for? Visit our website primetimehomebuyerBuyback.org and sign up.